Every day we're faced with choices. What to eat, how much to eat, when to eat it, and even how to eat it. Food is a very important part of our daily lives. Why not focus on getting it right? Tune in to Food in Focus as we discuss everything diet related and help you make healthy choices. Food in Focus comes your way every Friday at 11 a.m. here on Sweet Melodies 94.3 FM. Remember, you are what you eat. Food in Focus, sorting out fact from fiction.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's edition of Food in Focus. This is our nutrition, diet, and health show here on Sweet Melodies 94.3 FM. My name is Kweku Sampson. I'm your host for the show. And today I'm joined in the studios by another wonderful dietitian, and we'll be discussing a very important topic, low blood hemoglobin and how dietary diversity can help. We've always talked about balanced diets, and today we're looking at it from that angle, how eating a dietary diverse meal can help with low blood hemoglobin. But we'll start off talking about what low blood hemoglobin or anemia is, first of all. To help us do that is our radio dietitian for today, RD Adjoa Akoma Opongbrenya. Adjoa, you're welcome. It's good to have you. How are you?
Thank you.
Wonderful. How have you been since the last time you were here?
I've been good. It's good to meet you once again.
Sure. And our listeners, I'm sure, can't wait to hear from you when it comes to this topic that we're discussing today. If you have any questions, listeners, by the way, you can send it through to 0279 100 That's 0279 100 600. Okay, all right. So please take us away. What is anemia or low blood hemoglobin?
Okay, so a very good morning to all your listeners. The other time when I left here, I went to meet a couple of friends, and when they saw me, they called me keto dietitian. So I'm just hoping by the end of this section, they won't call me low hemoglobin dietitian or dietary diversity dietitian.
I see, interesting.
Sure. So today we are talking about low hemoglobin levels, commonly known as anemia.
Okay.
Yes. So we are in the month of May. Mm-hmm. The month of May is Women's Month.
Okay.
I think we have Mother's Day around
Mother's Day,
the Kana.
Yes.
So month of May is National Women's Health Awareness Month.
Oh, great.
So today, everything that we are going to talk about is skewed towards women's health.
Okay.
Yeah. So when we talk about low hemoglobin levels or anemia, it's simply reduction in red blood cells.
Okay.
So the human body, we have blood. And this blood has some components. We have the red blood cells, we have the whites, we have the platelets, and we have the plasma.
Okay.
So each is having the particular role that it's supposed to play in the human body.
Okay.
So the red blood cell, is supposed to carry oxygen.
Okay.
From the lungs to other tissues.
Okay.
The white blood cells, as we all know, helps fight infections. And platelets helps with blood clotting. Then the plasma helps with carrying of nutrients throughout the body.
Okay.
So when you talk of low hemoglobin levels, we are referring to the red blood cells.
Red blood
cells. So when
the
red blood cells are being reduced in the blood, that means you have low HB. Okay. And surprisingly, it's a very critical issue when it comes to women. Okay. Globally, over half a billion of women are experiencing anemia. Yeah, that means it's a very critical issue. Then when it comes to Africa, we are recording higher prevalences of anemia among women. So it's really something that we need to talk about.
Okay. Wonderful. So it's a very important topic, and like I said, if you have any questions while we're doing this discussion, you can feel free to send them through to 0279 100 600, 0279 100 600. Ajay will be happy to answer your questions. Okay. So having said that, this is something that happens internally, right?
Yeah.
It's blood related. So how does it play out? How do you know? Before we talk about the women aspects, how do you know that you have anemia or you have low hemoglobin levels?
Okay, so to know, unless you check.
You have to check. So one of those things you have to test
the
for.
HB, yes, you have to check for your HB levels.
Okay.
So we have a threshold. So for males, females too, we have for pregnant women and non-pregnant women.
Okay.
So the males is less than 14. For the females, when you're not pregnant,
Less than 14 is okay.
yeah, less than 14 means
It's
you are anemic.
bad. Okay.
Yeah. So for the females, when you are not pregnant, it's less than 12.
Okay.
So it means 12 and above is okay.
12 and above is okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So for pregnant women, 11 and above is okay.
Okay.
So when it's below 11, then you are at risk
Okay.
of getting anemia.
Okay. So
So it's chemistry. So when you go to the hospital, the labs,
Okay.
various labs, they can check for your HB levels
Okay.
for you.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. Now let's talk about why women are at risk of this. I'm already seeing from the stats you gave, the figures you gave, that women generally have a lower HB level.
Yeah.
Acceptable HB level. Okay. So maybe we should start from there. Why the difference?
Yeah. So why the difference? Because female, mostly those in their reproductive age, so between the ages of 15 to 49, experience these.
Okay.
And it's because of one, menstruation.
Okay.
Yeah. So I said depletion of the red blood cells. That means you are losing the red blood cells.
Right.
So when you are menstruating, you are losing blood.
Right.
The shedding of the lining, everything comes out as blood.
Okay.
So it amounts to the blood that you have.
Okay.
So if you are menstruating every month, it means you are losing blood.
Right.
Yes. So it's not just 15 to 49. Now we have kids around 9 menstruating. So all of them are at risk of getting anemia.
Okay.
Aside that, pregnancy puts women at risk of anemia because when you are pregnant, your blood volume increases by 20 to 50%. When that happens, it's the plasma levels that is being increased. When the plasma increases, the red blood cells is not being able to catch up with the increase. So it's like there's dilution of the cells in the plasma. So that one reduces your HB levels. That's
Okay.
pregnancy. Another one is during birth. You know, during birth we lose a lot of blood as women, and after birth too we lose blood. Yeah. So these are the things that really puts females at risk of having anemia.
Okay.
Also, dietary aspect. If you are not able to replenish what you've lost, that means you are always going to be at risk.
Okay. Okay. All right. Wonderful. The number, like I said, is 0279 100 600, 0279 100 600. All right. Other types of anemia. Let's talk about that. If there are, what are the types?
Okay.
And what do they
So
look like?
we have types of anemia, and the common one is iron deficiency anemia.
Okay.
So iron deficiency, you are deficient of iron. That means you don't have a lot of iron in your system. Another one is the vitamin deficiency anemia. That is when you are lacking the B9 and the B12 vitamins. Yeah. So the iron deficiency anemia, you know, for blood to be produced, it's produced in a bone marrow. You have, for example, when you take chicken, the thigh of a chicken, when it's not well cooked, you can see some blood.
Blood in it,
Yeah. So we have that thing. That spongy tissue that produces the red blood cells. But if you are not having iron, your body can't just produce it. Your body needs iron to produce the red blood cells.
Okay.
It also needs the B12 and the B9
Okay.
to produce the blood cells.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are the common types. We have other types like the sickle cell anemia and the rest. Those are genetic conditions. But today we are focusing on the normal,
Okay.
what really causes women to have anemia.
Anemia.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's take a few questions and then we'll come back. This one says, "Good morning. Please, is this also related somehow to blood pressures?"
No,
Is anemia related to blood pressure?
no, please.
There's no known. Well, this is also food and focus, so we're going to come to the the dietary aspects of it, but we just thought we'd give you a good background first before we move on. This one says, "Good morning. Please, if you have irregular menstrual cycle, should you be worried about anemia?" This is from Tyra, I'm guessing. I'm not sure if there's a typo. Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, so if you are having irregular
menstrual, yeah.
Okay, so for you to know that you're anemic, you have to check.
Okay.
So unless you've checked,
Okay.
yeah. So it's necessary for you to be checking this one. Maybe every 3 months you go to the hospital, then you check whether you are or not. But you have some signs and symptoms that will show that you are having anemia or not. Yes.
Okay. This one says, "Please, how about looking under the eyes? Can't you use it to tell?" Yeah, people do that.
Yeah.
Let's say moja swati.
Yeah. It looks pale. Yeah.
Yeah,
There are
it
some
look
of
pale.
the signs.
So, okay. So that's one way to tell.
Yeah, one way to tell.
But to be sure, you
Yes,
have
to be
check.
very sure.
Okay.
And to know the type, you have to go to the hospital, then you check, or any
Okay.
lab around for you to check.
All right. This one says, "Please, I heard that red vegetables help with blood. How true is this?" Red vegetables, which one? Like tomatoes and stuff, or beetroots?
Beetroots, yeah. Okay. So I thought we were going there.
Okay.
But since the
Let's
facts,
come up now.
let's
Okay.
just answer.
Yes.
So we have iron sources.
Okay.
We have from the meat sources and we have from the plant-based sources. Yes, so the meat sources, we call it heme iron. So for the meat sources, when you take in meat, iron in the meat are supposed to be absorbed quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, for the meat side. But when it comes to plants, plants need a boost.
Right.
Plants contains iron,
Okay.
but it needs a boost before your body can absorb it. It needs the boost is vitamin C.
Right.
So it's not vitamin C tablets, but vitamin C fruits or vegetable. That will help your body to absorb it.
Okay.
Yes. So we have rich sources and traces. I don't know whether I get it.
Okay.
So some vegetables or some fruits are having it in higher quantities than the others. Yeah. So fruits or vegetables can have, but it depends on the type of vegetable.
Okay.
So I think some people, there is a speculation that plantain contains iron.
Okay.
It's a rich source of iron.
Okay.
Plantain contains iron, but not a rich source of iron.
Okay. Okay.
So if you are lacking iron and you're going for plantains, no, that's not the right
Okay.
way
So
to go.
if you are trying to replenish iron in your system, you have to go for a rich iron source.
Yes,
food.
rich iron sources.
Okay.
Yes, and if you're going in for a vegetarian cannot take in the animal-based ones. They go in for the plants. So if you're going for the plants, make sure you're going in for the rich ones and you boost it.
Right.
You need a boost for your body to absorb it well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wonderful. Question still welcome 0279 100 That's 0279 100 600. Well, since we had the food part already, can we talk about inhibitions? So generally, whatever food contributions there are, that's what this show is about. It's food and focus. So let's talk about food with respect to anemia or
Okay.
hemoglobin deficiency, is it?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, so when it comes to the inhibition of foods, I was talking about absorption.
Yeah.
Now, your body needs to absorb the iron from the foods that you are taking, but some particular foods can inhibit the iron from being absorbed.
Okay.
Yes, so some foods like calcium, base, dairy products, and coffee, teas, they contain some chemicals that do not allow iron to be absorbed properly.
Oh.
Yes, so for example, the calcium and the iron, we call something chelation. So it's like they have the same place that they are going. They are going to a very one particular place. So they'll be struggling.
Okay.
So you are not supposed to take calcium and take iron at the same time. So we'll get to a place where we were talking about misinformation about iron food. Some people are having some wrong combinations of foods, all in the name to boost their iron levels. So something like, for the pregnant women, they do that a lot. So they'll be taking turkey berries and milk.
Ish. Okay.
So I don't know what
turkey berry is going to swallow, right?
Going to swallow or cantose, some call it cantose. So that one, the quinsusua or the turkey berry is supposed to give you the iron that you need. But you adding milk, which contains calcium, to it to drink means you are doing nothing.
Oh, interesting.
It's not going to be absorbed. Yes.
Okay, so if you're doing it together, how about if you do it separately?
Yes, so we have intervals.
Okay.
So you can't say you are taking iron-based food, so you are getting rid of calcium. No, you need calcium for strong bones. But we have intervals. So if you take iron-containing foods, maximum of 2 hours, then you take your calcium.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how it goes. So you take it in between the meals, not with the meal.
Okay. Not with the meal.
Yes.
In
please.
between.
Yeah.
Okay.
In between the meal.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. Okay, so so we're talking about foods that inhibit iron absorption.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any others?
Yeah, so I
That's
mentioned,
basically-
aside the dairy products, I mentioned coffee and teas.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do
so
they play out in any
it's
particular
the same.
way?
It's the same.
mechanism?
Yeah.
Okay.
And some grains also contains phytates, and these phytates also inhibit the absorption of iron.
Okay.
So some grains also contains that. So you need to really know your combinations well, especially for our deep vegetarians. You really need, for any normal person, you know, if you're not even getting it from the plant, you're getting it from the animal sources because you take meat. But when it comes to the vegetarians, they are solely dependent on that.
Okay.
If the person is not supplementing,
Okay.
they're solely dependent on the plant-based sources of iron
Okay.
to get what they want.
Right.
So you need to really see someone, a dietitian or a nutritionist, who can really get you the right combinations
Okay.
so that you follow.
Okay.
There are several lots of misinformation out there. Another one is malt with milk.
Yeah, that one is
I don't
nice,
know
oh.
whether because
It's not the biscuit, malt and milk. Oh.
Yeah,
Actual malt drink that you pour milk inside.
yes.
Oh my lord.
I don't know whether it's because you see when we are donating blood, the
Yeah.
souvenir they add malt and milk. So I think maybe
Milo.
it's coming from that end that
Yeah.
maybe when we donate blood, the malt and the milk is
Because you've
supposed
lost blood, you're taking that too.
Please.
No?
Malt and milk
How?
will not give you the blood that you've lost.
Bubble bust.
Milo, and some mix Milo with turkey berries. That one too is a wrong combination.
Okay.
Coca-Cola tomato paste.
Ish.
Yes.
Bloodingtons.
A whole lot of concoctions. So please.
Okay, so all those things are not
No.
blood-giving
No.
diets
No,
necessarily.
they, for example, the Milo and the malts, they may contain traces of iron. But
Okay.
when you really need the naturally occurring iron.
So why do they give it at the blood donation then? It's for what?
Maybe it's just for maybe a snack for you to take.
Oh,
Or
are you
something to
sure?
show. Yeah. Then maybe unless we ask them, we have to
Even
interview
energy.
them and ask them why they do so. But I think my last blood donation, they gave me iron supplement. They gave me
like a pill?
Yeah.
Oh,
Iron
okay.
supplement. They didn't
Okay.
give me Milo or something.
Oh, I see.
So I don't know whether
I had Milo on the last time to donate blood for a pregnant woman. I was giving Milo. I was very happy. Milo and biscuits.
Yeah, they
I'm no
contain
ketchup.
traces. Yeah, you know. They contain traces, but then
Okay.
it's not naturally occurring.
Okay,
So,
so that doesn't necessarily do anything for the blood. I guess maybe it's more for the energy you've lost.
yes.
Okay.
For females, if you are relying on that, no, because the rate at which you lose blood, when you are losing blood, is more quicker than you replenishing it.
Right.
You
Right.
will lose a lot, but in replenishing it, because of metabolic issues, absorption issues, it delays in replenishing.
Okay.
So if you want to rely on Milo and milk, nah.
Okay.
You
All right.
may be at risk.
Someone is asking a question that will lead us into another discussion, but let's look at this. Please, what food can we use to boost blood in pregnant women? The person said pregnant women, but I was also going to ask about how to generally improve HB levels. So maybe we can talk
Okay.
about the two together.
Okay, so generally, to improve your HB levels, you need to take a diet which is diverse. So means taking a variety of foods.
Okay.
So in the food-based dietary guidelines, Ghana, we have a dietary guideline that we use. So from that, we have 6 classes of foods.
Okay.
So we have legumes, nuts, and pods. We have fruits, we have vegetables, we have whole grains, we have our fats and oils, and we have our starches. So if you are to take from at least 4 of these food groups, you will not need to worry about anemia,
Okay.
because all these groups contain some traces of iron
Right.
that when you take, it's going to help.
Okay.
But Ghanaians in our setting, it's like we are only acclimatized to some few foods.
Yeah.
It's either banku or rice or fufu or yam.
Yeah.
Hardly will you go to some of the foods we think it belongs to just some particular ethnic groups.
Right.
So if the Ashantis are taking fufu, the other part is also taking TZs and the rest. So if you are able to merge all these things.
Okay.
So rice, let's take rice for instance.
Okay.
Every home, the kids love rice.
Okay.
So we are just known to the white rice, but we have brown rice there.
Okay.
For the grains, we have fonio there. People have
fonio?
not heard of fonio. Yeah, you've not heard of fonio. Fonio is grown in
What is
Ghana.
fonio?
It's grown in Ghana. It's grain, and it's very nutritious.
How does that even look like?
They are small grains.
It's like a rice dish.
Yeah,
Like wheat.
You can cook it like rice. Fonio jollof.
Fonio.
It's very nice. It's in the northern
How
part
do you
of
spell
Ghana.
that?
FONIO. Fonio.
Really?
Yeah. It's in the
Okay.
northern part of Ghana. Yes. So they know that, but we don't know. So when it comes to something like banku,
Oh wow. Okay.
yeah, it's
I'm
grown in
Google-
Ghana.
I just googled it now,
Yeah.
and I'm looking. Yo, it's real. I don't think I've ever heard of this.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So when it comes to maize, so maize we all know just the white.
Yeah.
But we have the purple, we have the yellow. Each kind of food that we eat, each color gives us its own nutrients or
Okay.
its own phytochemicals.
Okay.
So if we are able to include all these in our diets, it's going to replenish our lost ions,
Okay.
especially females.
Okay.
When you take a millet, have you taken millet banku before?
Millet banku, no, I
Yeah.
haven't.
It's very nutritious.
I've taken millets drink and then millets like
Yeah, so
porridge.
you can use the pearl millet to prepare banku as well as
Okay.
the red one, the sorghum one.
Tell
We don't want to try. It's very nice.
Okay.
Yes. So if you are trying all these, when it comes to the plant
millet
sources,
banku with what?
with
okra
any stew,
stew.
any okra with pepper, like eating gakenke, it's the same thing.
Okay.
Very nice.
Okay.
It's very, very nice. When it comes to the green leafy vegetables,
Mm-hmm.
all that we know is kontomire, but we have ayoyo, boko boko, alefu.
Yeah.
Maybe you've not even heard of some before. We have baobab leaves.
I heard about that.
Yes.
That it was really good. That's
So
okay.
it's in the northern part.
Okay.
So it means we at the south, we are not benefiting from it,
Yeah.
but we should. So if we are incorporating a variety of foods, then we are surely going to have nutrients that is going to be adequate. That's going to nourish our bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that is that. But for pregnant women, they really suffer when it comes to the anemia because of what I said, the increase in blood volume.
Yeah.
That increase in blood volume is just going to help your fetus to grow.
Okay.
And also the placenta. But those
Typically,
are
though, if you are pregnant, you are not menstruating.
Yeah,
So
you are
shouldn't that
not.
help?
No, so I'm saying that when you're pregnant, your blood volume increases.
Increases rather.
Yes,
Okay, so
it increases
yes.
by 20 to 50%.
Okay.
So when that happens, it's the plasma that is increasing.
Okay.
So the fluid part.
Okay.
So it means the cells in it are floating. Let's say it's like that.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So you are not reaching the highest amount of HB that you need
Okay.
in
Okay.
pregnancy. So pregnant women, they are at risk of anemia. So
Wait, that's a bit confusing.
Okay.
Your blood volume is increasing,
so
but your HB level is not.
your red blood cells.
Your
are
red blood
reduced.
cells. Okay, so it's almost like if you had grains being the red blood cells, and then you had grains in water.
Okay.
The water being the plasma.
Yeah, the water is increased.
You're saying if you increase the water. Okay, so relatively you
Yeah.
have less.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes. So that happens.
Okay.
So for pregnant women, you need to boost your iron levels.
Okay.
So you take in a lot of the leafy greens and a booster. That's vitamin C fruits to boost it. Now for the vitamin C fruits, you can take your meal 1 hour after, then you take in your vitamin C fruits, so
Okay.
the orange or any other fruit that you want to take, your pineapples and all. Yeah, but we also advise them to take techie berries, the techie berries that I was talking about. So it's from
Okay.
there.
Okay.
You go to the ANC and you ask them, oh, what do you do to boost it? Oh, I take techie berries and milk.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
the techie berries is either you take it with a fruit
Okay.
or you take it raw.
Okay.
Then an hour after you take your fruits.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the combination, you can take techie berries, you have to cook it, you blend it, you drink it. You can take dandelions or any green vegetable that you are okay with, spinach, kale, celery, they are all there for you. But don't go and add milk to it.
Okay.
Yes, because of taste. I
Okay.
don't know the kind of taste that you want, but please don't add milk to it.
Okay, all right.
So-
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, the number again is 0279-100600. That's 0279-100-600. If you want to call, I guess I'll open the phone lines right now as well. Same number, 0279-100-600. We're talking about low hemoglobin levels, especially in women. And some of the dietary interventions and all of that help. Okay. This one says, wild revelations, Kweku, thanks. What of adding lemon to
Yeah.
the Cantoside juice,
Yes,
please?
lemon, vitamin C, it's very good.
That's
you can
good.
add it to it
Okay.
so that it will boost the iron absorptions.
Okay. Some of these things are really foreign to me, but I'm glad that people know, because I've never had to or seen.
For men, you may not know.
Yeah.
But for females, we are
Yes.
very exposed to a lot of information when
Yes.
it comes to this.
Okay. This one says, good morning. My question is, please, some of the kids swallow the toothpaste when they brush their teeth. Will this have an effect on them?
With the HB?
I don't. This is very
No.
unrelated.
Yeah. No.
No.
No, please.
Okay. Not likely. Okay. All right. The number once again is 0279-100-600. You can call in if you want to, or send a text or a WhatsApp. Okay. Someone was asking a question earlier. Good morning. Thanks for the discussion. Please, are you saying that the greens help with red blood cell formation or increase? This is from Trixie.
Okay.
Greens, yes. I think you mentioned contemporary.
But yeah, the greens.
The greens, yes.
So I was saying that the red blood cells is being produced in the bone marrow.
Mm-hmm.
But before it's being produced, you need iron, you need B12 and you need folate.
Okay.
You need other nutrients too to help.
Okay.
So when you are taking in the iron-based foods, that means you are supplying your body with iron for the production of the red blood cells.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So it helps with the increase
Okay.
the
Helps with the
production
increase. Okay.
of it.
All right. This one says, "Good morning. Please, I wake up feeling weak most of the time. Could this be anemia?"
So we didn't talk about the symptoms.
Yeah.
So some of the symptoms can be headache, tiredness, shortness of breath.
Okay.
Yes, this is because the red blood cells contains or the hemoglobin. The function of the hemoglobin is to carry oxygen. Now, when you have reduced of it, that means the carrying of oxygen will be a problem.
Right.
Yes, to your
Right.
brain. So that means there is limit oxygen to your brain. That causes the headache and the lightheadedness. Yes. So if you feel weak every morning, it can be for you to really know. You have to check.
Okay.
You can't just
Okay.
say, I feel weak, so I'm having anemia."
Okay.
No, it can be something else.
Okay.
So you really have to go to the hospital to check whether it's truly anemia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So females, during the time of menstruation, you may be feeling these
Okay.
kind of symptoms.
How about
So-
dizziness? Is
Yeah,
that also-
dizziness.
Yeah.
So dizziness, all those ones.
Feeling weak and
You
all
can
that.
feel that
Okay.
during menstruation. When you're menstruating,
Okay.
you can feel that.
All right. Please, what would you advise for women who are also athletes? I guess because you're exerting more. I don't know.
No, no.
It doesn't have anything.
No,
I'm
we are
trying to
talking
understand the
about
person's question.
losing blood.
Yes.
Through menstruation,
Okay.
through childbirth, through pregnancy.
Okay.
Yes. So if you are not doing any of these, then I don't think you are.
You don't have anything to worry about when it's
Yeah.
come. But if the energy levels and all that is not related to.
So when you have reduced blood, your energy levels are affected.
Okay.
Yes. So
Okay.
unless you check whether you have reduced HB or not.
Okay.
But for athletes relating to no.
Not really.
No.
Okay.
So it depends on the diet that you are taking.
Right.
So if
Okay.
you are not taking diets that is going to replenish what you are losing, that means when it's going to affect your activity levels during exercising or your athletic activities.
Okay. All right. Benjamin says, please, how about anemia in children? Okay. Yeah, we haven't really spoken about that. Anemia in children. How does that play out, and are there any foods specifically for children that help with?
Yeah, it's the same foods.
Same foods. Okay.
It's the same foods that we eat. But yes, females and kids, mostly under 5 years, they are at risk
Okay.
of getting the anemia because when a woman is pregnant, what she is having is what she is giving to the child. So you mostly come out with the cells that your mom has given you.
Right.
So if it's low, that means yours will be low.
Okay.
Yes. So for kids, the same foods. 5 years, they can eat the greens. Yeah, just that some kids are really picky.
Yeah.
So you should know how to incorporate it in their meals. Maybe sometimes you have to blend it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to hide it from them. Sometimes we have several ways to feed kids when they are
Okay.
picky. But they can be at risk of anemia.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wonderful. The number again is 827-910-600. I have a few minutes to wrap up. Again, the number is 0279-100-600. You can call if you want to. Or you can send a text message or WhatsApp as well. Let's talk about some of the misinformation when it comes to iron boosting food sources. I think we've mentioned some of them already, right?
Yeah, we've mentioned a lot of them. I think those are
So
the
those are
ones, the main ones that we Ghanaians are practicing. So
Okay.
yeah, those are the
Okay.
basically
Do you care
the
to just
ones.
mention them again in case someone just tuned in?
What?
Would you care to mention them again in case someone just tuned in?
Okay. So some of the misinformations is one, mixing turkey berries
With
with
milk. Okay.
So I said both iron and calcium do not meet.
Okay.
So when you're taking in iron supplements, you have to wait for at least 2 hours before you take in your calcium or your dairy products. Again, malt and milk do not give blood.
It's nice tasting, but it is not
Very
doing
nice. I said very, very nice and tasty, but no. It's not giving you the. If you are taking it for iron's sake, no.
Okay.
You're not going to get it from there. Tomato paste and Coca-Cola do not provide your body with iron.
Okay.
Please.
Okay.
Let's be very mindful of that. They may contain traces of iron, but they are not naturally occurring.
Okay.
So if you want iron because you are losing iron, then you have to go in for the right sources.
Okay.
That is from the foods that you are eating.
Okay.
Not anything extra.
Okay.
The food that you are eating, just eat variety.
Okay.
Add in colors, different colors. Then you're going to get all the nutrients that you need.
Okay.
No supplementation. When it's rare, like in a severe condition, we can supplement, especially for the pregnant women.
Okay.
Sometimes you need to supplement. But if you are a female menstruating and you are not pregnant, try to go in for the food than supplementing.
Okay.
Yes, those ones will help because it's going to give you the natural irons that you need.
Okay. Please, how about Totima? They give it to pregnant women at the hospital.
Yeah.
Is
So
this
that's what I
iron
was-
boosting?
yes.
Okay.
That's what I was talking about.
Okay,
so
Sarah,
they
so
give
you're-
that to pregnant women just to boost their HB
The
levels.
irons. Okay. All right. Wonderful. I guess the toothpaste question should be related to Wednesday Doctor Who's session about children's oral health.
No,
Okay.
okay.
Oh, I guess so. Okay. All right. Thanks for that. Yes. We did that on Wednesday. Okay. Okay, I think we've run through our questions. What are your final thoughts, Adjoa, concerning this topic, and then we can be wrapping up?
Okay, so
Yes.
women are not cursed. Yes.
Not at all.
We are not cursed.
They're actually very blessed.
It's just a natural phenomenon that happens to us.
Right.
So it's very okay to lose blood. But what we are saying is that the rate at which you lose it is more than the rate at which you replenish it.
Okay.
So in order for you not to be anemic, you need to take in a variety of foods. Take in different groups of foods that is going to help boost your iron levels.
Okay.
I'm saying that if you want the rich source of iron, we have the animal sources. We have from the meat, your chicken, your fish that you are taking.
Right.
We also have the plant-based. The plant-based from all the leafy greens that we have. You can get your iron sources from that. And for the pernicious anemia, that is the B12 anemia. B12 can only be gotten or obtained from animal sources.
Okay.
So when you take in the animal source, we have traces in eggs too. It contains B12. But for our vegans and our vegetarians, we have something we call nutritional yeast. So this one contains the B12 that you can take.
Okay.
You know, vegetarians are really not at risk. I know a vegetarian, well, I know a male, but not a female,
Okay.
who is never at risk of low HB.
Okay.
Because the person is really trying.
Okay.
Yes, they are trying to eat a lot of foods, then you are good to go.
Okay.
So it's normal as a female to have anemia,
Okay.
but you have to put in an effort to replenish
To
it.
boost, yeah.
Not going in for foods that is going to reduce the absorption.
Right.
Yeah, not going in for the coffees, not going in for the teas. And for pregnant women, they take something they call, is it ayelo?
Yeah, the
Shea?
chalkish
Yes.
looking.
All those ones, we have
Yeah.
to make sure we get rid of them. It's not
Okay.
going to help.
Okay.
When it comes to your general health,
Okay.
it's not going to help.
Okay.
Yes, so just go in for your food, your balanced meal, and you are good to go.
Okay, wonderful. Well, 2 questions just came in. This one says, hi, please, my name is Hillary. I just wanted to find out, do cooking methods affect HB levels? That's a good question. Cooking methods. Okay, so the way you cook something, does that affect
Okay.
you when you eat it? Like, does that, I don't know, whether you fry it, if you fry it, is it better, or if you boil it? I don't know if the question is clear.
Yes, so mainly for the plant sources. So it contain. I was talking about something called phytes. Yes, so mostly people just blend the turkey berries raw and take it.
Okay.
But no, when you cook it, it takes it out. The phytes out.
Okay.
Yes, so that is a good way of taking the turkey berries.
Okay.
Yes, so for the meats, either frying, no, it contains the iron.
Okay.
Either frying or steaming, it still
So
contains
the cooking method
iron.
doesn't really
Yes.
okay matter. Okay. All right. This one says, so please, would you say that if you eat your vegetables raw, it's better with respect to the blood levels?
Raw?
Yes.
When you
As
take
in
the
like a
vegetable,
salad or instead of
Yeah.
like cooking it.
we need to take salads.
Okay.
So you need to take your leafy greens. You can take it raw,
Okay.
take salads raw, but I'm saying that you need a boost.
Okay.
If that is your source of iron, you need a vitamin C. And I'm
Right.
saying that the vitamin C can be taken an hour after you're
After.
done.
Okay.
Yes. So our sweet after meal should be maybe an orange that you're taking, not an ice cream.
Okay.
They are going to take or a fizzy drink.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, wonderful. Thank you very much. I think we've had a good discussion here today on Food in Focus. Next week, God willing, we'll come your way again. But before you go, Ajwa, please give your contact and socials so people can reach you after here.
Okay. So my WhatsApp line 0543 296742.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's my WhatsApp
Again,
line.
please, a bit slowly.
0543
0543
29
29
67
67
42.
42. Okay.
Yes, so that's my WhatsApp line. You can
Okay.
reach me anytime.
Okay.
And so please, when you call, don't say, is this the low hemoglobin level?
Dietitian.
My name is Ajwa Akoma, please.
Yes, please. Thank you so much. And with that, we draw the curtains on today's edition